like where I might say something to them, they say something back to me, and then I stop, because maybe I don't quite understand or they say it too fast. I don't feel confident enough to respond.
You know how to ask where you from, or are you from Okinawa?
Would it be Okinawa ni arimasu ka?
デイブです。47歳です。ニューヨーク出身です。でも今、ニュージャージーに住んでいます。
ニューヨークとニュージャージー、どっちが好きですか？
ニュージャージーの方がニューヨークよりのどかです。
そうですか。
はい。
いいですね。趣味は何ですか？
はい。
デイビッドさん。
趣味は、マーシャルアーツです。柔道とかブラジリアン柔術です。
柔術どのぐらいやってますか
？10年以上です。
10年以上。結構やってますね。
はい。
楽しいですか？
はい、楽しいです。でも、難しいです。
そうですよね。デイビッドさん、仕事は何ですか？
はい、仕事は彫り師です。30年彫り師しています。
へえ、すごい。最近どんなアートを彫りましたか？
はい、日本のアート彫ります。写真です。
すごい。日本のアートですね。これ、竜とか、神様ですか？
狐です。
狐。彫り師になったきっかけは何ですか？
きっかけはお父さんです。お父さんも彫り師です。
そうなんですね。日本好きになったきっかけは何ですか？
きっかけは空手です。その後、日本の入り住みにすごい興味ありました。
日本のどこに行ったことありますか？
東京とか名古屋とか京都とか沖縄とか宮古島
そうですか。
いました。
どこが一番好きですか？
宮古島一番好きです。
海きれいですよね。
きれ
そうです
いです。
か。
はいはい。
次、日本いつ行きますか
4月。
4月。いいですね。
4月。
春。
はいはい。
いいですね、いいですね。日本にたくさん友達いますか？
はい、友達がいます。
じゃあ、デイビッドさん、私に何か聞きたいこと、質問ありますか？
はい、日本語の先生どのくらいやってますか？
私は7年ぐらいやっています。
なんで日本語の先生やろうと思いましたか？
ヨーロッパに2015年に引っ越した時に仕事がなくて、何がヨーロッパで必要とされるかなと思って、みんなアニメが好きとか日本の空手とか武道が好きっていうのを聞いてたので、日本語を教えたいなと思いました。
はい、はい。
Awesome.
Yeah.
Feel like learning Japanese is too damn hard for you? Stop slaving away at grammar, words, and spelling. Now there's a better way to learn how to speak Japanese like a normal guy. Welcome to Terumi's podcast. Let's learn Japanese in just 2 months with Terumi's learning method.
Hi, David-san. How's it going?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, of course. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. So, David-san, like my listeners don't know you, at all. So that's why please let me know, like, where you living, why you are studying Japanese. Can you tell me?
Sure. I am originally from New York, but now I live in New Jersey with my family. And I've been traveling to Japan since 2005. I found you guys on Instagram And I thought it would be a perfect way for me to really, really learn how to communicate with my friends, because I have a bunch of really good friends in Japan, and most of them want to speak English with me. But I would really like to, speak more their native language. So, yeah, years ago, I started learning, but mostly through textbook, and that did not really help me at all. So when I found you guys, the method that you teach, I think is perfect for me. I think even though I don't live in Japan, I feel like it's very helpful for me to communicate with my friends.
So how was actually the experience in Japan Language Factory? We do a lot of speaking training, rather than just focusing on textbook writing, hiragana, katakana, kanji, it's totally different. So how was the experience?
It's been amazing. It's really helped me. I've learned more in the last couple of months than I have in almost 10 years of trying to learn, maybe even longer than 10 years. It's, it is difficult for somebody living outside of Japan to study, but I think this is the perfect way for them to study, because they're actually talking with people who are native, who can help them. And then with your group sessions, they're talking with other people who are not native, who will make mistakes, but then everybody in the group can learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
So it's really, it's perfect if you want to learn how to speak.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're
So,
welcome.
learning Japanese can be very difficult. It's not like
Yes.
learning Spanish or, French. The learning Spanish is already difficult. It's not something like a 1 year, right? But learning Japanese, like how people actually react to you. Oh my God, you're learning Japanese. Like how are you gonna do this? Like how actually usually people react to you in the States?
Yeah, they react like they all know that it's difficult, but sometimes when I explain to them how difficult it is, they get they get a little I think they're a little bit more shocked. But yeah, if you try to pick up a textbook and learn, I mean, a lot of the things you see written, even in Romaji, you can't pronounce correctly. So you need somebody to show you how to pronounce these things. So yeah, everybody asks me, they're like really like, wow, that seems like a very hard language to learn. And it is, but once you start speaking, it becomes easier. You need the native, you need native people who are speaking to you and correcting you in order to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then building confidence, when I met you, like you know some words, some maybe phrases, but it's all the phrases you're not like confident, like you self-cautious, like am I saying wrong? Am I saying even like maybe rude or polite? So how did you build the confidence, in front of like camera today? You have much totally different personality I could see in Japanese.
Yeah. It took some lessons. I did my first course, and after that, I'm still doing the first course. I'm almost done. I signed up for the second course, but after a little while, I just got used to doing a face-to-face, and it became easier. And like you said, I knew a lot of words beforehand. So my speaking before this was literally just words with my friends. And a lot of them didn't want to correct me because they wanted to speak English, but they kind of knew where I was going with some of the words that I used. I've learned a ton of words. I just didn't know how to put them together. And then with Yui Sensei, she really helped me put these things together the right way. It's amazing how quickly, even practicing one phrase, if you practice one phrase, just about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, you hear it, you listen to it, maybe listen to it over and over for a little while, and then repeat it, and start repeating it faster and faster. It just automatically becomes part of your brain. Yeah, and if you can do that a couple times, if you can do one phrase a day, that's amazing. And you can. It's not hard to learn one phrase every day. And then eventually, 7 phrases a week,
Wow.
yeah, it builds up.
Exactly.
Sure.
Especially like today, especially I really impressed because you said it's 日本の入れ墨にすごい興味ありました。Like, you said, naturally.
Yeah.
Imagine for the normal people, like, what did you say? So, whole sentences together, it's
Sure.
amazing, right?
Yeah. You need to learn how to say it slowly. You need to listen to somebody who speaks, like you said, native, and you have to practice the phrase. And after a while, you get used to putting these things together, and it becomes easier, and then you learn more things, and then you can probably add words to certain phrases and change the whole entire phrase, and eventually you have more things to say in more detail.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So one last actual request. So
Hi.
a lot of people in the States, I'm sure some people likes to watch Japanese anime or like movies, culture, like tattoo, of course, and hoping to visit Japan or even meet up people. Then they don't know what to start. Should I start from hiragana or should I start from like maybe watching anime more? What is actually the first step you should do? Do you have like any advice for them?
Well, the first step is don't do what I did. Don't learn katakana first. That was the worst thing I ever did. I tried that for like a year on my own. I had no idea what I was doing. But really, the absolute best way to learn is to speak with other people who speak the language. And I think Japan Language Factory is exactly what people need to speak with natives. And you can get a tutor, but I really like how you have a group session where other students are involved, because that's really like when you're really going to start learning from other people's mistakes, and everybody learns together. I think that's why you guys have a really fantastic method, and it's extremely helpful. So I would recommend anybody who's really interested in learning to join Japan Language Factory. Yeah.
Thank you so much, David.
Yeah.
Are you expat? Live in Japan? You started living in Japan, you're super excited to communicate with locals. You can enjoy traveling, meeting people. And now you start using this textbook and you feel like, wow, that's so many. Elementary school textbook, another elementary school textbook, and how many hours should you study? Let's think one more time. In order to communicate like a normal guy, you can do everything in the basic everyday life. Should you finish all those textbooks? Otherwise, you won't understand what they're talking. You cannot express yourself, anything. First of all, there are always 2 ways to learn languages. One is documentational language. The other one is conversational language. It's like, once upon a time, grandmother and grandfather are living somewhere. Or, hey, what's up? How's it going? Which is conversational. What is the most effective way to learn how to speak Japanese? Textbooks can't talk to you, so you cannot improve your listening skill and pronunciation, how to communicate. So why Japanese children can speak Japanese so quickly? Because they are learning conversational Japanese. The good news is, in Japan Language Factory, we have a specific learning structure to improve your conversational Japanese. So you can join the conversation, you can understand what they're talking, you can respond quickly, and express what you are thinking. If you want to be able to speak Japanese as soon as possible, join our free consultation to figure out what is the fastest way to start speaking Japanese.